Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to one more episode of Forwardpreneurs, where resilience, innovation, and knowledge meets entrepreneurship and leadership. And today, I'm super excited because I have such an amazing guest. Let me introduce you to Her Excellency, and Jalando-on Louis. Her Excellency, thank you so much for taking the time of your busy schedule and for giving us the honor to have you here with us. I would like to give you the opportunity to please officially introduce yourself, and we go from there.
Okay, well, first of all, I would like to thank you and Forwardpreneurs for this invitation. And I think this is a very good opportunity also to share information about the work that I do, and especially promotion, of course, of the Philippines and its interests. So thank you very much for this opportunity. I am Anne Jalando-on Louis, and I'm currently the Ambassador of the Republic of the Philippines to the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and the honor is mine to have you here. Her Excellency, I would like to please have you start with, how do you start your journey as an ambassador? What were the early stages into becoming the person that you are today?
Well, even when I was still in school, primarily maybe in high school, I've always been interested in the world of foreign service, but I wasn't able to pursue it as a degree when I was in university. So interestingly, at that time, I thought that avenue is closed for me. But events happened, and eventually I was able to take the Foreign Service Officers Examination, which is required in the Philippines, in order to join the Officer Corps of the Philippine Foreign Service. And I was able to pass the series of examinations and joined the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs in 1997.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. In your early stages of becoming a foreign officer, is there a specific moment that you can still think about today that really highlighted your journey?
Well, I mentioned that in order to become a foreign service officer in the Philippine Foreign Service, we have to take a series of examinations. And, you know, I come from an entirely different background. My basic degree, my Bachelor's of Science, actually is in nursing, which is an entirely different field. It was my second choice when I couldn't get into foreign service and international relations. And so I thought that, as I mentioned, the door has been closed to me. I will not be involved in diplomatic work anymore. But during that time, in 1995, 1996, the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs needed officers, and they actually published recruitment. And it was in the national newspapers in the Philippines. And I saw the ad. And I remembered talking to my mother, who was still around at the time. My father was already passed away. And I told her, you know, I'm interested. And she knew about my interest even when I was in high school. And she said, why don't you try? If it's meant for you, if it's really for you, it will happen. But if not, and you don't pass, then that means you have to continue with your career journey as a nurse. And so I did take the series of tests, starting with a pre-qualifying exam, then a written examination, a 3-day written examination, and then went to Manila for the oral exams, the mental examination, mental health examination, and passed the whole series. So when I was able to successfully pass all those series of exams, then entered the Department of Foreign Affairs, then I found myself to be, you know, really rooted there. It's as if I was guided there, and that it was really where I was meant to embark on my career. And that's how it was until today.
Amazing.
Mhm.
It sounds like this journey was very special from the beginning. And I'm
Yes.
not surprised that you were a nurse because I can truly see, and I'm sure everybody that had the honor to meet Her Excellency, we can see that you have a very kind heart and you
Thank you.
are there for the people. So I'm pretty sure that whether you had followed your journey as a nurse or as a foreign officer, I'm sure that everyone had the opportunity, would have had the opportunity to benefit from you.
Yes.
It sounds like your journey was a resilience journey because it had to involve a lot of exams and everything. And I'm
Yes.
glad your mother was there to support you. Could you share with us where was your first experience outside the Philippines?
Yes. So my first assignment or posting, we call it, was to the Philippine Embassy in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I was there as a junior officer. And it was really an instructive experience for me because, you can do training in the classroom and in the home office back in Manila, but it's very different when you're out in the field. So it's really being deployed and actually working at an embassy or our consulates general. So that's where I really learned the job. When I arrived there as a junior officer, I was political officer as well as administrative officer. And it's a big post, it's a big embassy. And so I learned a lot about substantive work, bilateral cooperation, how you go through negotiations, and all the aspects of bilateral cooperation. It's a very busy post because Malaysia is a neighboring country, a fellow member of ASEAN. So usually when you're assigned to a neighboring country, there are so many facets of cooperation and issues to deal with. And at the same time, I was administrative officer. So you learn management, leadership, and really running, how the embassy runs. So you have human resource, personal concerns, logistics. I was dealing with vehicles. I was talking to plumbers, carpenters, electricians, and also on. So, but many challenges along the way because no manual prepared you for it. You learn on the job. But I think that's also one very valuable thing and unique about the Foreign Service because sometimes you just don't know what will come to you, to your desk, what you will be dealing with during the day. And so but all of these serve to really enhance your skills, your knowledge, your expertise. From very early on, I was like a sponge, absorbing everything and really benefiting from the experience. So it was a very instructive and very memorable first posting for me.
Amazing. And I love it how you were wearing many hats.
Yes.
And I think if everybody have had the opportunity to meet Her Excellency, she is definitely a woman of many hats and she's always there for the people. She will be everywhere at the same time. Earlier, I was telling her that I'm convinced there's at least two of her. So, because she's always so open and willing to interact with her community, not only the Filipino community, but also to be part and be involved in other initiatives that at the end of the day help our community here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. There's a few things that I wanted you to share for people that are interested in following your path. Yeah. Whether it's young girls or young boys. I know there's a lot of personality traits that are either with you, but also there's skills that you can gain with experience.
Yes.
So in the case of these young, aspiring young people, what would you recommend to them? Or what do you think would be some of the skills that they should be perhaps evolving or learning?
Yes. Well, I mentioned to you that actually my very first degree was very different, that I was a nurse. And even when I was submitted the first requirements for that pre-qualifying exam, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be considered. But I did. I received the invitation to take the exam until I finished everything. And when I already entered the Department of Foreign Affairs, I was talking to the head, former ambassador who headed our Foreign Service Institute, which trains, the young diplomats,
Okay.
the junior officers. And I shared with him that, Ambassador, when I was applying and in the initial stages, I wasn't sure whether I would even be considered. And he told me, Anne, I believe, and the department believes, that all of us, a diplomat, for instance, need not be confined only to a certain field of expertise, because there are many issues and concerns, especially in the globalized world and the world that advances in technology, where all of us sometimes have to have different kinds of skills and expertise. We should not only be from just one mold. And the department believes that as long as you are open to learning and you are trainable, you can succeed. You can be trained. So early on, that was a lesson for me also. That through his remarks, he shared with me that that's the approach. That's how it should be. Because I also had doubts, because I wasn't really trained, even academic training. So the department implements a one-year cadetship program for all junior officers where we have to learn. But some of my classmates who studied political science, international economic relations, were lawyers, and other related degrees, they were exposed to this, and I wasn't. So I had to work double time. I had to read more. I had to study more because I was catching up with them.
Right.
And then I could say that maybe I've been, I think 27 years now in the service, that by now we have all evened out. So I think it's how you seize the opportunity, and that's also the advice, if I may say so, for young people, whatever their field may be. I always say, like recently I addressed the graduating batch of the Philippine School in Bahrain, and
Wonderful.
I told them that especially in this day and age, there's a vast array of opportunities for young people. And you just need to seize, these opportunities and to make it your own. Because I always also see the value of having this sense of ownership of the things that you do. So I'm a government servant, I'm a civil servant, but I always believe that, the things, the resources, the facilities that are made available to you, there should be a sense of ownership, because that will reflect the amount of service that you will perform, the sense of responsibility, the dedication and passion that you will put into your work, which will reflect how you carry your work and perform your functions. So I think that would be my advice for young people. Don't doubt yourselves. You have the skills and abilities in your hand. It's just up to you how you will seize the moment and make the most of the opportunities presented to you, and to not stay complacent, but really be out there, participate, be active. There are so many things that can be done, and I believe that if only young people would see this in that different way, then they will succeed. They will succeed.
Wonderful. Thank you for such a positive message. So to all our audience, please make sure to follow all this advice, seize the opportunity, seize the moment, and don't doubt yourself. As you mentioned, sometimes we doubt ourselves, but
Yes.
the difference is whether we keep going or not. And
Yeah,
in your
that's
case,
true.
even though you were not too sure whether they were going to hire you or not, you still went for it. And I think that's what separates us sometimes from other people when we decide to give it a try, give it a chance. That's the only way that we can find out what it's out there for us.
That's true. And I would also like to add that in order for you to really succeed also, you have to find meaning in what you do. That's why the sense of ownership, the sense of responsibility, and then you will find meaning in what you do and be fulfilled, because then you will see how it's making a difference, not only in terms of the work, the company, or the organization, but particularly making a difference in other people's lives. So then you will find meaning and fulfillment in what you are doing.
I agree, yes. And the key word that you mentioned is to find the ownership, right? And the fulfillment, because once we have a mission and once we know what our mission is, it doesn't matter what obstacles come into our way. We have that vision and we're going for it. So please, to all our youth out there, make sure that you look out for these opportunities. Make sure you do your research and make sure that you keep going and moving forward, as I like to say a lot. Her Excellency, coming here to the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Yes.
I know, of course, you were in other countries prior to the Kingdom of Bahrain, but how has it been your experience here in the region?
Well, the Kingdom of Bahrain is very significant for me. This is the fourth country I've been assigned in, but it is my first ambassadorial post. So I am very much honored to have been appointed as ambassador to the Kingdom of Bahrain. And before even coming here, because it's also my first time in the region, in the Middle East, first time in the GCC. And before coming here, I've had the occasion to speak to my predecessor and all those who have been previously assigned here, as well as other government officials who've had dealings with Bahrain. And all of them were telling me that, especially the people, that they're very warm, friendly, and welcoming. And I found that to be true from the moment I arrived here. And also they were telling me that it is one of the most progressive and open country in the region. And again, that was proven true when I arrived here. So it has been a great honor for me to have been appointed as the ambassador here. We've had long-standing ties with Bahrain. In 2023, we celebrated our 45th year of diplomatic relations. And I've been here during this time when we've tried to move even forward the bilateral ties that we have with Bahrain. And I could see that there are still many opportunities for us to grow in terms of our bilateral cooperation.
I'm so happy that you had such an amazing experience. However, I'm not surprised because I must attest that the people here in the Kingdom of Bahrain are very welcoming, and also they're very open to collaborate with different countries. And I can see that you have been enjoying your stay here and helping build those bilateral collaborations with the Kingdom of Bahrain. And I'm very excited for what's up to, come out of this time that you will be having here. I want to mention that you are very active in the Kingdom of Bahrain. What are some of the initiatives that has been pursued here during your periods?
Well, we are really trying at the embassy to grow the bilateral trade with Bahrain, for instance. And I think there are many things that the Philippines could offer to Bahrain as a source country for some of the products and raw materials that Bahrain uses in its industries. And also, aside from promoting the Philippines as a trade destination, a business partner, we also want to promote the Philippines as a choice tourism destination for not only for Bahrainis, but also for other foreigners from the members of the expat communities who are here in Bahrain. And so I would really like to see that grow even further, our trade partnership, our tourism exchange, and also many cultural aspects of our relations. And also we now have a bigger, what we call a Centro Rizal, our cultural hall, which promotes Philippine history and culture, its understanding, and where we hold certain activities. And going forward, I could see that there are many opportunities for our bilateral cooperation to continue. The brief period of COVID, of course, I think, as in any relations with other countries, temporarily, was a setback, as we had to have a pause in our activities. But since COVID ended, now we are really trying to pursue more business activities and establishing bilateral partnership with Bahrain in many areas. And I think there is much to gain from both sides to continue to engage towards the future. Yes.
I'm super excited to see all these collaborations coming up. And it's amazing how it takes two parties, right, to create wonderful things and to be able to keep moving forward. As you mentioned, it's both ways. The Kingdom of Bahrain has so many things to offer to the Filipino community, as well as the Philippines to the Kingdom of Bahrain. And I love it how you mentioned that even though during COVID there were some setbacks, that does not stop you from continuing your work.
That's right.
If anything, you're moving at a faster speed and trying to catch up and make it out with.
And I think one thing that I'd like to note is, of course, Bahrain is one of the countries in the world that have really launched and is reaping the rewards of a very successful post-COVID economic recovery program. And I think one evidence of that is that companies are hiring, and including Filipino nationals, for expansion, for the growth in their industry and various sectors. And there are really lots of opportunities to take advantage of. Yes.
Lovely. And I would like to mention that I had the opportunity to meet amazing Filipino entrepreneurs and also Filipinos in the workforce. And let me tell you, that it's such an amazing experience when you encounter a Filipino worker. The integrity that they have and the passion that they have for their job, it's outstanding. And I have been able to see that not just here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, but also in the United States.
Yes.
And where I live right now, I had the opportunity to have some of the ladies that come and help me with my needs, and they are from the Philippines. They're always very friendly, very hardworking, amazing ladies. So I actually mentioned to them, I said, I'm going to interview Her Excellency, your ambassador, and they were super excited. So I know they're looking forward to watch our interview. For the Filipino community that come here to work, I would like to please express to them what the embassy can do for them, and when to reach out and how can they reach out.
Yes. Well, Susie, one of the pillars of the Philippine foreign policy is to promote and protect the welfare of Filipinos overseas. And so that's why it's a very important mandate of all the Philippine missions abroad and all Filipino diplomats. You could say that it's in our DNA, this engagement with the people, because of the number of Filipinos we have overseas in the Filipino diaspora, including here in Bahrain. The latest figure from the LMRA is that there are more than 55,000 of my countrymen who are here, working, especially mostly in different sectors and in various levels as semi-skilled, skilled, and professionals. And I could say that I've met many
employers, Bahraini and other foreign employers, who have commented positively, like you said, what you mentioned, commended them for their work ethic, especially the attitude towards work. I think is very important. And I think you will also note that Filipinos are known, especially in the caring profession all over the world. And I think that's plus factor, that's something that we bring to the kind of practice, whatever area of work we may be doing. Filipinos are known for their dedication and their commitment, the hard work, but most especially in the caring profession. I think we bring something extra. You know, it's not just work, but really you can see the sincerity and especially the warmth and the humanity, the side which is very professional, but there's a human face to it. I think that's very important. And that's an X factor of Filipino workers. And I would like to share that and take this opportunity to say to my kababayans who are here in Bahrain, my countrymen, that I'm very proud of the work that they do. I think they hold high the standards, no, through the performance of their works, and it's honest, hard work. And many employers whom I've met here have commented to me how happy they are with the employees, their Filipino employees. Some of them staying with them for 20 years, 30 years. And in that sense, I would also like to say that I think it's also credit to the Bahraini and other employers who are here in Bahrain, who have been very protective and who have been upholding the rights of their workers, because the workers in return reward them with loyalty. Because I think if they're not very good employers, then these workers would have left many years ago. But they're here working for many, many years. And as I said, I'm very proud of them. There's a wealth of talent and skills in the Filipino community. And I often recognize that. And I say that they are a very important arm of the embassy, because sometimes we embark on programs and activities that sometimes we cannot cover everything. We cannot reach all audiences whom we want to, but each member of the Filipino community here in the Kingdom of Bahrain is a very important arm of the embassy in promoting our interests and in including in promoting the Philippines as a destination, whether it is for business, tourism, cultural immersion, you know. And so they are really partners of the embassy in accomplishing our objectives, and I'm very proud of them.
Thank you. Thank you so much for those kind words, and I'm sure our viewers are going to feel very honored to hear those words of encouragement and also be grateful to have the opportunity to hear it straight from you. And I'm sure you have done it multiple times, but I'm sure every time that you mention how proud you are of your Filipino community, I'm sure they appreciate it, and it makes them excited. As you mentioned, the Filipino community, their work ethic, it's at another level.
Thank you.
Yes, and I do believe that it is in their genes, that willingness of helping others and making sure that the work that they provide, regardless of the field or the sector, it's outstanding. My brother, he's a nurse in the United States.
Okay.
So he works with a lot of nurses that are from the Philippines. Sometimes when he mentions to me, "Oh, I have a long shift, but I know I'm gonna be good because the workers, my
Coworkers,
coworkers tonight in this shift are going to eat are Filipinos, so I know I'm gonna have a great date." So I can attest that the community work ethics is strong in many countries.
Yes.
And I think they all know that. So that's why they make sure that they keep it up.
Mm.
Her Excellency, in every journey, there's always people that stand out and that help us to become the person that we are today. I would like to ask you if you could please share with us who are some of these people that mentor you throughout your journey and that help you become the person that you are today.
Well, thank you very much for that question. And I think with this particular question, I would have to start with my parents. First of all, because I come from a poor family. I come from the island of Negros, which is in Western Visayas in the Philippines. And my father was a farmer, although later on in life he was able to engage in the local government and work in the municipal hall. But our family was poor. But I have to really thank him and my mom for believing in the value and promise of a good education. So I'm the youngest in a family of 4, and I could say that they really work hard, did a lot of sacrifice to send me to a private school in the city. And it molded my character because I was from the age of 8. I was actually sent to the city to live with a family close to us so that I could study there. And there are advantages and disadvantages because until now I could remember how painful it was to be apart from your family 5 days a week to attend school. And then my mother would collect me during the weekends, and Sundays was agonizing because then she would bring me back to the city to attend school Monday to Fridays. And that's how it was from grade 2 when I was only 8. But looking back, it was all the pain, the sacrifice, I think molded me and shaped me into what I have become today. And I note the theme of your program and your organization, which part of it is resilience. And really, this has shaped me into how I have become. And I could say that's also a trait of many Filipinos because we have to be really resilient in the face of adversities. We are a country beset by natural disasters because of our geography.
True.
And of course, we have the Filipino diaspora, especially the overseas Filipino workers who go to other countries in order to find employment, to make a better life for their loved ones back home, and who also face many adversities, and they develop also resilience. So I really need to give credit to my parents for that. And I wouldn't have also been able to succeed in my journey up till now without the support of my husband and my 2 children who have been very understanding. My husband also works full-time, so between the both of us, sometimes the family feels it when we are consumed with our work. But I can say that they have been very supportive. My husband Gerard, who's a Malaysian, and we have 2 children, Gabriel and Gerard Andre, and who I thank them for understanding my work. And so with that, they have been very supportive. And I've had many or several mentors in the course of my career in the Foreign Service, previous ambassadors, former ambassadors, who have shown me by example how to deal with any kind of work, or any opportunity, or any assignment that will be handed to you. Sometimes they say the work of being a diplomat is a bit like a generalist. You have to be, familiar not only with one thing, but you have to know about many things, and in order to advance your country's interests. And that is very true. And even when
my background as a nurse came in handy because there were occasions when I'm handling, for instance, cooperation on health, even during COVID. During COVID, I was also at the Philippine Embassy in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I was Deputy Chief of Mission and the number 2 to the ambassador. And because of my background, so I was in charge of our contingency plan because I understand the issue,
Yes.
right? So I was the one updating our protocols, our COVID health protocols on what to do. Sometimes you just don't know when your background would come in handy. And I have many mentors, former bosses, former ambassadors. I've also had the privilege of working closely as assistant to former secretaries of foreign affairs of the Philippines, and they taught me a lot in terms of sometimes doing work, including troubleshooting.
Oh, amazing.
Including troubleshooting sometimes when something comes up. And I think what's very important also is knowing to be resourceful, to be creative, to think out of the box. Do not be, sometimes some situations require handling it in the traditional way. But sometimes you also need to come up with innovative solutions
Yes.
and ideas so that in order to move things forward, right? Including even in negotiations.
Exactly.
And you have to approach problems differently sometimes. And on many occasions, I've found that what can be valuable is a valuable skill is you have to think on your feet, because sometimes you cannot afford to wait. On the spot, you have to resolve issues and so on. And I think the comfort and the solutions will only come through your experience. And so I've had many predecessors who've given me insights and inputs so that when a certain situation also comes to me, including problems, then I'm more enlightened about what to do. Sometimes you don't see the solution straight right away or very clearly. Sometimes it's the way you handle or you approach the problem. Eventually, it will resolve itself. So that one is you're only taught through experience, actually. And there are many veterans, those who came before me in the Philippine Foreign Service, who've shared many insights so that I've also gained from their experience, and they've mentored me, and they are a part of me. Many of them have already retired from foreign service, but still are very much a part of me because I've carried what they've taught me and what they've shared with me in my own practice.
Outstanding. Yes. Outstanding. And I can see that your personality and your willingness to be able to serve your country gave you the opportunity and the encouragement to learn and take the opportunity to absorb as much as you could from all your mentors. Also, I can see that you're very grateful towards your family and also towards your parents. As you mentioned, sometimes as a kid, we go through situations that at the moment it hurts us, of course. But eventually, as we grow up, we can see the effort and the reasons behind the situations that our parents had to go through. And I am very grateful that you also mentioned that the Filipino community here, they also take a lot of sacrifices, and they're very resilient. A lot of them that I get to meet, they're here working for the education of their children, and I'm sure it's a hard situation to have to leave your family behind. But when you have the purpose and the vision that you want to make changes and make things better for your family, it really takes a special person to be able to do that. So thank you for sharing that. Yes. Now, I know also that you had an amazing experience here in the Kingdom of Bahrain and that you're working very hard. And as I mentioned, There's at least 2 of her here. I'm gonna find out before I go home. But what is the legacy that you would like to leave behind, whether it's here in the Kingdom of Bahrain or in the future when you retire as an ambassador of your country, of the Philippines? What is the legacy that you would like to leave behind?
Well, we've enjoyed this friendly and warm bilateral ties with the Kingdom of Bahrain for the past 47 years. And when it's my time to leave, to go on to the next chapter of my career, I would like to say that and to see that once I leave, our level of bilateral ties are at such a state that we will have the momentum to continue to carry it forward. And in whatever sector or area it may be. It may be in terms of our diplomatic relations, in terms of our bilateral trade, in terms of our cultural cooperation, and even people-to-people ties, which I think is very important, an important facet of our relations with Bahrain, because our diplomatic relations may be 47 years, but the people-to-people exchange, the form preceded our much formal bilateral relations many years ago. So I would like to see that it has achieved a certain level where it will be propelled even more in the future to serve our mutual interests. And also, I have, during my time here, I have initiated several programs with the Filipino community, which I hope would be continued forward through the support of several Filipino community organizations here. We've launched 3 years ago an annual cultural festival, and I hope that will be continued forward as well, because I think it's a very good platform to promote awareness and understanding of our history and culture as a people. And that festival also provides opportunities for knowing us better as a country and a people. And I've also launched a health and wellness program for the Filipino community. We have partnered with several private institutions and medical centers, and we do free medical camps several times a year. And I hope that will also be carried forward, because you also see health is very important. Maybe 90% of the Filipinos who are here in the Kingdom of Bahrain are workers. They are here to earn. And one of our very important tool is our health. If something happens, then we will not be able to continue with the work that we came here for. So that's why I've launched this program, because it's a way to maintain the health and also to prevent illness and diseases, because once that happens, then it's gone. I think that should also be continued. And of course, the embassy's program also on financial literacy and entrepreneurship. I mentioned that the third pillar in the Philippine foreign policy is to promote and protect the welfare of Filipinos overseas. And now with the Filipino diaspora, I think we should have a different level. It's not just a promotion of the rights and the protection of the Filipinos, our workers, but also working with the Filipino diaspora in promoting entrepreneurship, in having an enabling environment and supporting them to have access to facilities and support, so that from employees, they are also given an opportunity to become employers. Whether it's here in Bahrain, because I know that we'll continue also to contribute to the growth and development of the host country,
but also to embark on businesses, ventures, entrepreneurs, even SMEs back home, because it helps generate employment. And so these are opportunities, initiatives, and campaigns that have been launched. I've been quite passionate about it, and I hope that it will be continued in the future. I'm also glad to note that the embassy worked closely with the group of business owners here, Filipino business owners in Bahrain, to establish the Filipino Business Council.
Yes.
And I hope, and wherever I am later on, in whatever part of the world, I look forward to hearing their success and growth even more as a group, because I think that's very important.
Outstanding. Thank you for sharing those opportunities. Outstanding work, Her Excellency. And I'm pretty sure that your whole community is pretty happy and honored to have you as their ambassador. All these initiatives, it really takes a lot of collaboration,
Yes.
and
Yes.
passion to start and to continue. I have the opportunity to be assisting one of the literacy workshops with the Filipino Business Council there.
Yes.
I was invited by Dr. Eileen, and it was a great experience. It was a successful event. I could see many entrepreneurs there that were very happy with this initiative. And I'm also very excited to offer you my platform to please share any events, any initiatives that you want to reach out with our Filipino community. They're very all dear to my heart.
Thank
and it
you.
will be an honor to be able to help you with the outreach of this all initiative. So you're more than welcome. We're getting close to the end of our lovely interview. It has been a pleasure to share your story, your knowledge, and your background with us, and also all this initiative towards our Filipino community and also to the people here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. I would like to give you the opportunity to share one last message, one last thing that you want to share to your Filipino community and also to the people here in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Well, to my kabayans here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, I would like to say that, the task of nation building for us Filipinos is something that is continuous, and it involves all of us. So we cannot say that I am just a small fry, I am just a tiny ripple, but all of us collectively can make a difference by succeeding or by making the best effort in whatever our station in life is at the moment. We are all parts of the wheel, and we all can contribute to the task of Philippine nation building, whether we are back home or whether we are overseas. So I would like to encourage my kabayans to keep this in mind. Recently, we had the conduct of our Philippine midterm elections, and many of my kabayans here participated in that exercise. So I think this is part of the activities that we have to continue to grow and develop as a nation. And I also want to say that my kabayans here represent my country, and they are partners of the embassy in promoting the Philippines. And again, I'm very proud of them, and I encourage them to do the best in whatever field of endeavor they might have. And also, I encourage them to step up to be leaders as well, especially for those who have the skills and expertise and who have something to share to the community, to raise their hand, to be leaders, and also to mentor others in the community. And we have certain activities at the embassy like skills training and all that, and we always we are welcoming to resource speakers or whoever may be able to share their talents and expertise for the benefit of the other members of the community. That is always welcome. And to, of course, my Bahraini friends, those who have
the Bahraini people have really endeared themselves to me in the time that I've been here. They have shown me friendship. Many have opened their homes to me to welcome me, and I will always remember it wherever I am. And I hope that, through the years that I've been working here and representing my country and my people, that has served to forge our ties even closer together, and made us resolve to even work forward in the future to grow and to make our relations even stronger, because there are many opportunities in the future, and we really look forward to an even more successful bilateral partnership.
Outstanding. Your Excellency, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking time out of your busy schedule and for being so positive to the community and really being such an asset, not just to the Filipino community, but everyone here that gets the opportunity to meet you. Myself, I'm very truly honored to have the opportunity to meet you at different events, and of course it's a pleasure and honor to have you here at Forwardpreneurs, and you are truly an example of leadership, compassion, and kindness. So once again, Her Excellency, thank you so much.
Thank you so much also for this honor, and I wish Forwardpreneurs more success in the future as well as in all your endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.